Support for the Leadoff on WGLT and WGLT.org comes from the Central Illinois Regional Airport, offering one stop to worldwide destinations from Central Illinois with daily flights on American Airlines to hubs in Dallas and Chicago. Close, convenient, CIRA. More at CIRA.com.
The Bloomington-Normal Deaf Club is bringing its own Santa and Mrs. Claus to the community. That's one of the things you need to know to start your day for Tuesday, December 2nd. I'm Ryan Denham, and this is WGLT's The Leadoff. Now let's lead off with the structure of college classes having to change in an AI world. That's according to Roy Magnuson, the director of the new Adaptive Edge Institute at Illinois State University. WGLT's Charlie Schlenker has more.
The Institute studies new technologies and how they influence teaching. Director Roy Magnuson says even if an AI bubble collapses, the technology will still be there and will get faster, cheaper, and more accessible.
It shouldn't be taken as an endorsement of the tech, but we have to teach differently because the thing exists.
Magnuson says AI should not be attacking learning outcomes. To get beyond the moral angst of kids using AI to write essays, Magnuson says, if writing the essay is the point of the class, the course needs to be reevaluated. He says it will be possible to use AI to help students gain mastery of a subject, even writing, by accelerating the iteration loop that helps build skill through repetition.
You can look at, synthesis maybe more, so you have them write and get reflexive feedback, from the AI, or, have them go and take, a set of bullet points or something and have it create summaries and have them react to those things.
Already, Magnuson says, Institute research shows promise. One project lets teachers at Metcalf and University High School record, transcribe, and generate inferences on everything that happens in their classrooms. He says having the computer document and analyze according to prompts you give it reduces the cognitive load on the teacher in the moment.
You're not thinking in your head, oh man, how much time did I spend on that? Who's talking? Did I remember this? That student or whatever. We've seen things as much as like, hey, did you realize you are talking 70% of the time? Or 3 people spoke the entire class?
He says instructors usually have a sense of that already, but this help from an algorithm can shape which students to involve next class or to expand on a point a student makes.
Which allows you, then as the instructor, to be more human, right? You're reacting to things and your instruction gets better.
Another project is building things like tutoring bots based on the instructor's teaching material. The bots run parallel to a class to help students find clarity on what the teacher wants them to understand, and that can help student retention rates. Magnuson says AI has great potential to transform various fields. There's lots of potential misuse of the tech as well. He says the future is probably not dystopia or utopia, rather something in the middle. For the Leadoff, I'm Charlie Schlenker.
Here are some other stories we're following in the WGLT newsroom. The Trump administration's spending cuts could reduce economic activity in Illinois by $10 billion each year by 2029, according to a new report. Capital News Illinois reports that the Illinois Economic Policy Institute data shows the most significant impacts will come from changes to Medicaid. The city of Bloomington says its property maintenance program will shift next month from a primarily complaint-driven model to a proactive enforcement model. Inspectors will now more proactively address issues they observe in the field. And some Ameren customers in central Illinois will receive a credit on upcoming power bills. That credit comes from a $38 million settlement between the state and Dynegy, centered on an electricity capacity auction a decade ago. You can find more on these stories at WGLT.org. Every so often on WGLT, we feature community servants and unsung heroes working to make McLean County a better place to live. It's a series we call More of That, Please. On this edition, Santa and Mrs. Claus surprised University High School students in Normal with a visit yesterday. They did not come from the North Pole. They came from the Bloomington-Normal Deaf Club as signing Santa and Mrs. Claus. WGLT K-12 correspondent Braden Fogerson has the story.
The University High American Sign Language, or ASL, class is in its 3rd year as a course.
I saw a need for hearing students to know this language.
That's course instructor Jasmine Spots.
To be able to communicate with all those students that I had been working with, because they would go to their classrooms and potentially be the only student that was deaf in that classroom.
The class is made up of students who are not themselves deaf, but students say it helps them to engage with classmates who are deaf, and it meets a foreign language requirement. Keith Matthews and Christina Sansoni are president and vice president, respectively, of the Bloomington-Normal Deaf Club, a group that supports people with hearing loss. Sansoni says you'd be surprised by just how many deaf and hard of hearing people there are in Bloomington-Normal. Here she says, "We feel like in our time in Bloomington-Normal, we're very accepted by the community here. That's very important to us."
I feel like we fit in this time, Bloomington-Normal. We're very accepted by the community here. That's very important to us.
Matthews and Sansoni hope to visit deaf and special needs kids in the Bloomington-Normal area this month. The Deaf Club is spreading the word on social media to bring surprises to these kids, whether at school or elsewhere. Spots, speaking what Matthews is signing, says it's important to bring holiday cheer to deaf students in the area.
Because I know that there's not very many deaf Santas out there. So we try to give them the opportunity for deaf kids to see adults that are like them too.
Students in the American Sign Language class spent much of the time having conversation with Matthews and Sansoni, including telling them what gifts they are asking for this holiday season. Senior Katie Aiken has taken the ASL class since sophomore year. She now plans to major in deaf education at Illinois State.
So this class has really helped me figure out what I want to do with my life, and yeah, it's great. I love it, and it's taught me so much about the culture and the experiences and stuff.
This news earned Aiken a teary-eyed hug from Sansoni, the one dressed as Mrs. Claus.
Wonderful. I'm proud of you for why you be a teacher. Thank you. We can never have enough.
Aiken adds deaf education in particular has a critical need for more teachers.
And I feel like there's so many experiences, especially with special needs kids, that don't necessarily get the best quality when it comes to teaching and accessibility and stuff.
Nearly 400,000 Illinoisans are deaf. As of last year, there were just over 1,000 sign language interpreters licensed by the state of Illinois. That's one interpreter for every 400 people who are deaf in Illinois. I'm Braden Fogerson.
In addition to our written stories at WGLT.org, our audio content is accessible to the deaf and hard of hearing community using Apple Podcasts. There you can find transcriptions of WGLT newscasts, Sound Ideas, and the Leadoff podcasts. And if you have a story of people doing good stuff in McLean County, email us at news@WGLT.org.
Support for More of That Please comes from Onward Injury Law, providing legal services to personal injury clients in Bloomington-Normal and Central Illinois.
Before we let you go, there are 3 McLean County Board committee meetings today, including Land Use and Transportation at 8:30. They'll get a final draft Strategic Land Use Plan update. And that is it for today. I'm Ryan Denham. The show is produced by Cheyenne Brown. You can subscribe to The Leadoff on the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.